My beloved child, listen to me in the deepest place of your heart, where noise cannot pretend to be wisdom, and where I have always spoken to you. I see the strain behind your eyes, and the hurry in your steps, and I am not here to scold you for wanting relief. I am here to steady you with truth. This is not a coincidence. What you have noticed, what keeps circling back in quiet ways, what aligns without your pushing, what returns to you at the edges of your prayer, pay attention. I am already sending help, and because I love you, I will not dress it in pressure or parade it with flattery. I will not let panic be your shepherd. As it is written, your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Isaiah 30:21. What feels delayed is not abandoned. I am not late. I am aligning. I am guarding the gift so that it arrives as a blessing and not as a burden prematurely placed in your hands. I am weaving timing with peace, provision with humility, and my intention with your readiness. Therefore, do not interpret the quiet as my absence, nor the wait as a verdict against you. I have never used hurry to prove my nearness, and I will not begin now. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. Beloved, I know how fear can wrap itself in spiritual words and call itself wisdom. I know how urgency can masquerade as obedience. I do not blame you for wanting to move, for wanting to fix, for wanting to chase what promises to end the ache. A heart that knows how to love is not weak, but a precious garden must have a holy fence. I am teaching you the difference between energy and authority, between what stirs you and what actually sends life into you. Not every knock is an invitation, and not every open door is opened by me. You will not miss what I am sending by resting in me. You only risk missing it by running past the gate where peace stands watch. Hear me. Chasing is often fear in spiritual clothing, but preparation in peace is faith in motion. You have felt the whip of hurry or you will lose it, and you have seen how that voice drains you, crowds your thoughts, and makes you bargain with your own boundaries. That voice is not mine. I lead you beside still waters, not stampedes. I restore your soul before I build your platforms. For I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Unexpected help is already on the way, but I want you to be able to recognize it when it stands at your threshold. It may not look like the fantasy you have sketched in your mind. It may come with a quiet handshake instead of a trumpet. It may ask nothing of your applause and everything of your honesty. It will not demand the center. It will not arrive to inflate you. It will arrive to stabilize you. It will honor my peace in you and the boundaries I have taught you to guard. Do you see the difference? Counterfeit voices hurry you into dependency. The help I send strengthens you into maturity. Therefore, set your heart to my diagnostic, because I am not hiding my signature from you. What is truly from me carries peace as its witness, humility as its posture, and fruit that remains as its proof. Not frantic intensity, not flattering pressure, not a swarm of promises that evaporate when tested by time. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits. James 3:17. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. That peace is the guard I have placed at the gate of your heart. Do not overrule the guard I assigned to protect you. I do not want you to live only by the feeling of a moment, beloved. Feelings move and I made them, but my voice remains after the emotions have settled. Bring what knocks to me. Ask, does this draw me closer to the center of my Father's will, or push me into scattered striving? Do I grow simpler, cleaner, quieter in His presence with this, or do I grow complicated, self-defensive, and confused? By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. fruit does not ripen on the wind of a day. It reveals itself with time and light. Therefore, do not be afraid to wait with me. What is true can withstand both prayer and patience. Prepare quietly now, not with secret negotiations born of panic, but with clean hands and a steadied breath. Clear a little space in your schedule, in your home, in your thoughts. Make room for what I am sending by removing the clutter that shouts for your attention yet offers you no life. Let your motives be washed in my presence. Say to me, search me, and allow me to remove the residue of proving yourself and pleasing everyone. Not so that you become cold, but so that you can be warm without burning yourself out. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. I am already ahead of you, beloved. I am not asking you to manufacture outcomes. I am inviting you to consent to my order. Slow your pace, steady your gaze, quiet the comparisons, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. Zechariah 4:6. When pressure shouts, choose stillness. When flattery beckons, choose truth. When fear invents a deadline, bring it into the light and watch it dissolve. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. In that stillness, you will hear me align your steps, and you will notice the threads I have been weaving while you slept. My beloved child, I do not condemn your longing, I sanctify it. I do not ridicule your hope, I anchor it. I do not waste your waiting, I fill it. Let this be your posture, hands open, heart guarded by peace, ears attentive to the gentle voice that has never failed you. You do not need to chase what I am already sending. Prepare in peace so that when the helper I have appointed arrives with humility and leaves a trail of good fruit, you will recognize my signature without debate. Walk in peace, the peace of one who knows they are being led, and you will meet what I have set in motion right on time. My beloved child, listen to me where your soul is still enough to hear what lies beneath the volume of the day. You are surrounded by many voices, some kind, some persuasive, some dressed in spiritual phrases as though wearing robes they did not earn, and yet not all of them carry life. There are sounds that seem very soothing, yet carry no life. There are instructions that feel very urgent, yet produce no wisdom. There are presences that flatter your ache, yet do not heal your wound. I see you trying to honor me amid all of this, and I do not come to shame you for wanting to do right. I come to separate voice from noise, guidance from pressure, truth from the rush that pretends to be faith. Beloved, I want you to learn the difference between what merely moves your heart and what truly leads your life. I am not teaching you to be unmoved. I am teaching you not to be driven by the wind. Intensity is not authority, not adrenaline, but alignment, not the rush of being noticed, but the weight of being ordered by my peace. My voice, when I speak, has a way of strengthening your spine and clarifying your steps after the first feeling passes, and I am training you to love that steadiness more than you love the thrill. As it is written, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. Therefore, ask the questions that uncover the source, because the source determines the fruit. Does this pull you toward my presence or push you into constant performance? Do you feel steadied or scattered? Do you grow clearer, cleaner, and more truthful with yourself? Or do you grow foggy, self-defensive, and obsessed with managing an image? Do you find prayer opening, or do you feel prayer crowded out by constant mental rehearsal? Do you sleep more peacefully after agreeing? Or does your night fill with bargaining and imagined consequences? Does it honor the holy fence I have taught you to build? Or does it negotiate with your boundaries and call them unloving? Hear me. The answer to these questions is not academic, it is diagnostic. The spirit behind a thing reveals itself by what it produces in you even before any public fruit is seen. Urgency, when it comes to you like a fist in the back, is often a counterfeit confirmation. Fear invents deadlines. Wisdom invites discernment. Haste is not holiness. As it is written, whoever believes will not act in haste. Isaiah 28:16. Zeal without knowledge is not good, and the one who hurries with their feet misses the way. Proverbs 19:2. What is true is never afraid of time, never threatened by prayer, never allergic to counsel, never hiding from light. If a decision tells you, do not pause to pray, do not ask wise counsel, do not bring this into the open, it has already told you its origin. My will welcomes the lamp of testing. My way is not fragile. My path can bear your questions because I am the one who answers them. Beloved, I do not condemn you for misreading signs in the past. I am teaching you to test what you feel and to prove all things, holding fast what is good. I know what it is to be tired of waiting and to want the ache to be over. I know what it is to want to believe the loudest voice simply because you are exhausted. I do not rebuke you for loving deeply and hoping boldly. A heart that knows how to love is not weakness, but I am maturing that love with wisdom, because love without light will stumble, and love with light will build. I am patiently training you so that your yes becomes clean and your no becomes peaceful, and both become acts of worship rather than reactions to pressure. Bring the voices to me, lay them out like letters on a table, and let us read them together. This one, does it threaten loss if you slow down? Does it make promises it cannot be accountable for? Does it inflate you with grand images but offers no plan that honors your current assignment? That is adrenaline. This one, does it prompt repentance, simplification, and a return to what I already told you? Does it make space for counsel and schedule, for clean motives and quiet preparation? That is alignment. What is from me is not embarrassed to be weighed. As it is written, the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits. James 3:17. Willing to yield, willing to slow for prayer, willing to be tested by time, willing to be seen in the light. Let my peace be the guard at your gate and the umpire in your decisions. If you silence that guard because the crowd is cheering, you will feel it, an inner wobble, a restless vigilance, a need to manage what never needed managing when I was the one sending it. But if you honor the guard, even when others do not understand your pace, you will find that stillness is not stagnation. It is strength accumulating. As it is written, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. Philippians 4:7. That peace may not shout, but it does not stutter. It may not dazzle, but it does endure. Test not only by feeling, but also by fruit. Fruit that remains reveals the tree that produced it. Where my leading is at work over days and weeks, watch for these signatures. Humility that does not need to be seen to be faithful. Consistency that makes your life more ordered rather than more chaotic. Generosity that is not manipulative but free. Courage that increases your obedience rather than your image. Patience that refuses to use fear as a motivator. Where the counterfeit is at work, you will see a trail of drama, secrecy, shrinking prayer, and pressure on your boundaries. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Matthew 7:18. Invite counsel because isolation distorts volume. In the multitude of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Bring what you sense to a clean-hearted, seasoned voice that loves me and is not seduced by your platform or your pain. Let them pray with you, not for you to do what they want, but for you to hear me clearly. If a voice forbids you from seeking counsel or mocks your desire to pray and wait, It has already confessed that it does not honor me. True guidance is never jealous of the light. It delights to be seen and tested. Therefore, slow your pace when pressure rises. Do not interpret the quiet between answers as danger. Write it down and give it 3 nights beneath my gaze. Open your hands and say, if this is you, it will still be you after prayer. If this is you, it will not punish me for weighing it. Let time do some of the talking. Let Scripture stand as the plumb line. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge me, and I will direct your paths. Proverbs 3:5-6. When you walk like this, you will find that what remains after prayer is often the thing I sent, and what evaporates under light was only a noise asking to be believed. I am not impatient with your process. I am the one who walks it with you, who holds your hand when you are afraid to say no, who strengthens your spine when you need to wait, who whispers courage when you make a boundary that pleases me. I do not waste any misstep. I convert it into wisdom. I do not punish you for pausing. I reward you with clarity. Remember this, beloved, urgency is not proof. My leading can be tested by peace, by prayer, by time, and by fruit that remains. Learn to love these tests, for they are not obstacles to blessing, but the doorways that ensure you will be blessed and not burdened by what comes. Walk with me in this, and the trap of noise will loosen its grip. You will hear my voice, steady and gentle, guiding you into what I have already set in motion. My beloved child, listen again where the rush cannot reach. You have asked me for a sign, for a way to tell the true from the almost true, and I have already placed that sign within you. My peace is the guard I have stationed at the gate of your heart. Not a suggestion, not a soft decoration for good days, but a sentinel dressed in light, who knows my voice and stands watch over your steps. As it is written, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. That guard is not timid. That guard is not indecisive. That guard stands in my authority, and when you heed that witness, you honor me. Do not confuse this peace with numbness. Numbness is when pain is shoved into a closet and silence is mistaken for healing. It is a fog that makes you less alive, less honest, less able to hear. Peace is the opposite. Peace is aliveness under my hand. Peace is the quiet confidence that you are being led, the steadying of your breath when decisions are near, the strengthening of your spine when boundaries are tested. Numbness refuses to feel. Peace feels rightly. Numbness avoids. Peace attends. Numbness hides truth. Peace welcomes it. As it is written, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Isaiah 26:3. Peace is not escape, it is evidence. Hear me. When counterfeit help approaches, it often comes wrapped in noise. It talks fast and presses timelines. It flatters your weariness and offers relief at the price of your discernment. It will say, now or never, and it will call your caution a lack of faith. It will demand special access while asking you to bend the holy fence I taught you to build. It may parade the language of destiny, but balk at the light of accountability. Notice the trail it leaves. A racing mind, a shrinking prayer life, a need to manage other people's perceptions, a pressure that negotiates your no until it is no longer yours. But when the help I send draws near, it walks with a different cadence. It speaks clearly but without show. It honors timing and does not make a spectacle of urgency. It stands at the gate and introduces itself to your guard. It is humble enough to wait, consistent enough to endure, simple enough to be seen. It does not inflate you, it stabilizes you. It does not court your fear, it strengthens your faith. Therefore, slow down until your spirit stops racing. I am not trying to slow your life so that opportunities pass you by. I am slowing your steps so that the right opportunity recognizes you, standing in my order. Bring every relationship, every offer, every promise into my presence, and let us test it together. Ask me plainly, and then watch what peace does when the light shines. Does your breath deepen? Does prayer open easily? Do your boundaries feel affirmed rather than embarrassed? Do you feel released from performing, free to be honest about what you can carry and what you cannot? Or does your mind begin rehearsing speeches to convince, excuses to justify, and end runs around the gate I have given you? Does secrecy grow? Does sleep grow thin? Peace will tell you the difference, even when language and smiles look similar on the surface. Let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. Colossians 3:15. I have not given you a guard so you can ignore it when company is charismatic. When peace says, not yet, you are not losing favor, you are protecting it. When peace says, no, you are not rejecting love. You are making room for love that does not poison you. When peace says, yes, it will be a yes that does not demand theatrics, that does not depend on breaking your word to yourself or to me, that does not bargain with your schedule until your soul is crowded out. Listen for this. Peace does not negotiate at the cost of your obedience. It honors the assignment you already carry. It aligns. It doesn't annex. Beloved, some of you have grown accustomed to apologizing to the wrong voices. You apologize to pressure for pausing. You apologize to flattery for asking questions. You apologize to fear for sleeping through a counterfeit deadline. Hear me. Stop apologizing to what is not your master. Apologize only to me when you grieve my spirit, and honor the guard I sent. I am not angry that you missed this sign before. I am unveiling it so that you can stop paying taxes to anxiety and start living under the government of peace. As it is written, God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Peace escorts that sound mind to your decisions. Fear kidnaps it. Return to simple practices that open the gate at the right time and close it at the right time. Write what is offered. Bring it to prayer. Let counsel that loves me and loves you look at it with you. Ask the questions that strip theater from truth. Does this require me to hide? Does it ask me to move faster than obedience? Does it honor the holy fence around my garden? Or does it reach over it with promises and charm? Is this presence willing to be weighed by Scripture, by time, by community? Will it still be true next week after I have rested and prayed? My way is not fragile. My gifts are not allergic to testing. True help arrives able to breathe in light. Beloved, hear the bridge I am building for you. The helper I have appointed is approaching, and while confusion may try to drown my signal with volume, peace will be the lantern at the gate. Do not turn the lantern down to make the visitor comfortable. Let the visitor honor the light. Watch how the right one treats your boundaries. Watch how they treat the pace of your soul. Watch how they react when you say, I need to pray. True help will stand on holy ground with you and remove its shoes. False help will stomp and sulk. True help will match steps with the rhythm of my peace in you. False help will pull you into a dance you cannot maintain without losing yourself. I am training your senses to discern, not to make you suspicious, but to make you free. You are not losing opportunities when you let peace lead. You are losing shackles. You are not becoming difficult. You are becoming whole. Even now, I am tuning your inner ear. You will notice how conversations that once dazzled now feel hollow under the hand of peace. How invitations that once lured you now look thin against the weight of quiet certainty. How fear's deadlines loosen when laid before me. How rest returns when you choose to wait. As it is written, you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. Isaiah 55:12. Led forth, not chased, not cornered, led forth. And if you have overridden the guard before, come back through the gate with me. I forgive, I restore, I reassign the sentry, and I strengthen your yes to what is truly from me. Do not despise the gentleness of this path. Gentleness is not weakness, it is authority under control. The wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits. James 3:17. Willing to yield, to pause, to listen, to let peace speak before you move. Therefore, beloved, adopt this practice immediately. Do not move your feet faster than peace can follow. Do not sign what peace cannot witness. Do not welcome what requires you to blindfold the guard I assigned. And do not fear that you will miss what is from me because you waited to listen. I am not hiding help from you. I am hiding you in me until help arrives in order. Keep the gate. Keep the witness. Keep the pace of one who knows their Father is already ahead. When you walk like this, you will feel the hush of heaven, steadying your center even as opportunities knock, and you will know, without strain, without spectacle, that the right door is opening because the same peace that guards you will greet you on the other side. My beloved child, listen to me where your desire to be loved and helped is most honest, where you have longed to be seen and strengthened without having to trade the safety of your soul. I do not rebuke you for wanting support. I fashioned you for fellowship, for interlocking strength, for the blessing of wise hands and steady voices. A heart that knows how to love is not weakness. Openness is a gift I gave you. But, beloved, a precious garden must have a holy fence, not to keep love out, but to make room for love to enter rightly, not to harden you, but to keep you whole, not to punish those who come, but to teach them the way of honor. As it is written, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. Guarding your heart is not being cold, it is being holy. Holiness does not make you smaller, it makes you clearer. Holiness gives contour to love so that it blesses you rather than burns you. When I tell you to keep your heart, I am not asking you to live suspicious and shut down. I am inviting you to steward the wellspring that sustains every other part of your life. From that wellspring flow your prayers, your decisions, your creativity, your rest, your courage, your compassion. If the well is muddied by trampling feet, even the best seed struggles to take root. If the gate is swung wide for every passerby, you will spend your days hosting chaos rather than cultivating life. Therefore, erect the holy fence as worship, boundary as obedience, boundary as wisdom, boundary as peace in practice. Understand this. Boundaries prepare the way. If everything has access to you, you cannot recognize what has been assigned to you. Constant access blurs true alignment, turns every knock into an emergency, and drowns out the signature of what I am sending. But when there is a gate, the right help will not climb the wall, will not demand a back entrance, will not shame you for asking their name in the light. The gate gives you a place to discern, to meet at the threshold with peace as the witness. The fence gives form to your yes and strength to your no, and both become offerings before me. Not every voice gets the inner room. Not every request earns the quiet hours. Not every need is your assignment. I am teaching you who may enter, who should remain outside, and who must be loved from the distance that preserves your calling. Let me define safe access for you, because mercy without wisdom is easily manipulated. Safe access means this: your story is given to those who honor my presence in you, not to those who are merely curious or charming. Your time is offered to those who respect your stewarding of it, not to those who punish you for honoring the order I have set. Your trust is reserved for those who can be corrected without retaliation, who welcome light, who do not need secret corridors to feel close. Your vulnerability is shared with those who know how to pray more than they know how to pry, who celebrate your boundaries because they love the health of your soul, not just the benefit of your gift. As it is written, do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine. Matthew 7:6. Your heart carries pearls I gave you. I am teaching you where and when to open the box. Practice this holiness in simple ways. Decide beforehand which hours of your day belong to me and to rest, and let no flattering demand trespass there. Choose the rooms of your soul like the courts of a temple. Outer court for kindness to many, inner court for covenant companions who keep my fear, and the holy place for me alone. Set meeting places in daylight and conversations under accountability when you are still discerning. Refuse secrecy that breeds confusion. If someone requires you to hide your obedience to be in relationship with them, they do not have safe access to you. If someone mocks your pause for prayer, they have disqualified themselves from your confidences. If someone sulks at your no, let that reveal their assignment without you apologizing for honoring mine. Do not call this rejection. Call it reverence. Boundaries are not a locked prison. They are a tended perimeter that keeps life flourishing. You are not punishing others by keeping the fence. You are protecting the love you will offer them when they approach in order. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming consistent. You are not withholding. You are stewarding. I am not teaching you to hoard your heart. I am teaching you to invest it where I have given you peace to plant. Remember this rhythm. Honor me, honor the guard, honor the gate. When you live like this, people will know how to find you in the light at the threshold, with peace present as a witness. And hear this comfort. Those I am sending will not be offended by your fence. They will be relieved by it. Real help does not need shortcuts. Real help does not ask you to violate your conscience to prove that you are receptive. Real help does not measure love by how fast you hand over your secrets. It measures trust by how well you keep faith with me. The helper I appoint will stand on holy ground with you and remove their shoes. They will match the cadence of peace, respect the pace of prayer, and honor the boundaries I have trained you to keep. They will not inflate you, they will stabilize you. They will not coax you away from order. They will strengthen your order. They will understand that the way into the garden is through the gate, with the guard's blessing, and they will rejoice to enter that way. Therefore, beloved, rebuild where you have let the fence sag. Repair the hinge that fear wrenched loose. Write the rules you and I agree upon at the gate. Who gets your late nights? Who gets to speak into your assignments? Who holds your story? Who can ask you to move a date and under what counsel? Place my peace as the umpire of each answer. It is not harsh to decide. It is holy. It is not proud to test. It is wise. What is true is not afraid of your fence. What is counterfeit resents it. As you hold this line with me, you will feel your strength return, your clarity sharpen, your nights grow quiet again. Walk now in this protected openness, tender but not porous, generous but not unguarded, welcoming but ordered. Keep your heart with all diligence, for from it flows the life I am multiplying through you. Proverbs 4:23. Do not grieve the guard by apologizing to pressure. Do not dim the lantern to make flattery comfortable. Stand at the gate with me. The right ones will come by the path of peace, and the help I am already sending will not require you to betray the witness of your own spirit to receive them. My beloved child, listen to me where the room is quieter now, where the chair once filled is empty, and the hours that used to be crowded have a hush upon them. I see the ache those absences have left, and I do not despise your tears. I hold them. You have called some of these empty spaces failure. You have named them punishment. You have felt the sting of what is gone and wondered if I turned away. Hear me with the gentleness of a father and the clarity of a shepherd. Do not call that awakening a loss. I did not abandon you in those subtractions. I rescued you. What I removed was not cruelty. It was mercy, making space for help that will not harm you. There were ties that looked like comfort but were quietly chaining you. There were voices that sounded like guidance but were training your heart to ignore the guard at your gate. There were doors that opened because fear pressed you, not because my peace led you. I watched the slow drain of your strength as you tried to be faithful in a room I never built for you, and because I love you, I began to prune. As it is written, every branch in me that bears fruit he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. Pruning is not the rage of an impatient gardener. Pruning is the wisdom of a faithful vine dresser who sees what you cannot see yet, the weight of future fruit and the need for air and light around it. I know pruning feels like diminishment. When something is cut away, sap bleeds and the branch feels smaller, and you look at the trimmings on the ground and think, was this not a part of me? Beloved, I am not reducing you. I am releasing you from what would have made you brittle. The space that follows a cut is not neglect. It is breathing room. The quiet where a voice used to be is not abandonment. It is the return of clarity. The calendar that suddenly holds openings is not a sign of your failure. It is the margin where I will write the appointments I chose. Some departures are answers. Some empty spaces are mercy. Do not mourn what kept you from rest as though it were your rescuer. Do not call the breaking of an illusion a loss when truth has made you free. As it is written, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. Remember Abraham and Lot. Strife rose among their herdsmen. Confusion crowded the pasture, and I led Abraham to separate, not because Abraham lacked love, but because his assignment required clarity. When Lot departed, then I spoke, lift your eyes now. All the land which you see, I give to you. Genesis 13:14-15. Note this, beloved, after Lot separated, vision expanded. After the departure, promise clarified. Not every separation is a wound. Some are windows opening. As it is written, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Shall you not know it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 43:18-19. You have romanticized old doors because pain edits memory with soft light. You remember the laughter but not the bargaining with your boundaries. You remember the momentum but not the sleepless negotiation with your own spirit. You recall the sense of being needed, but you forget the constant apology you offered peace to make room for chaos. Beloved, I am not asking you to be ungrateful for what was. I am asking you to be truthful about the fruit. Test it as I taught you. Did it deepen prayer or drain it? Did it honor the holy fence or hop it with charm? Did it stabilize you or inflate you? By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. Not every open door was mine. Not every closed door was against you. I do not add only, I also subtract. I do not only send, I also sift. I do not only begin, I also finish what does not belong. Normalize this ache with me. Laying a relationship, a habit, a rhythm down can feel like standing unshielded in the wind, but the wind that meets you now is cleansing you, not stripping you bare. Discipline in the moment does not feel joyful but painful. Nevertheless, afterward it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Hebrews 12:11. Your sorrow is training you to treasure peace. Your emptiness is training you to stop renting rooms to noise. Do not rush to fill the quiet out of fear of being alone. Let stillness do its healing work. As it is written, in returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and trust shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15. Space is sacred. The gaps I have created are altars, not advertisements, for anything that wants to sell itself to your loneliness. Hold the space as worship. Protect it as if you were setting a table for a guest already on the way, because that is exactly what you are doing. I told you I am already sending unexpected help, and you will recognize it by peace, aligned timing, humility, and fruit that remains. The reason I cleared the room is so that when that help arrives, there is a chair for it to sit in without requiring you to evict your discernment. If you rush to fill the vacancy with what merely feels familiar, you will crowd out what I have prepared. What you tolerate will decide what you can receive. If you tolerate pressure, you will receive performers. If you tolerate secrecy, you will receive shadows. If you honor peace, you will receive partners who can stand in the light. If you honor the fence, you will attract those who love the gate. Therefore, stop chasing doors I closed to protect you. Stop sending messages to the past, asking it to explain itself before you will move forward. The explanation is this: I love you. I saw what you could not see, and I acted in mercy. Do not negotiate with a door that must remain shut so your calling can breathe. Do not label yourself too much because counterfeits could not bear your boundaries. Not so. The truth is simpler. They were not sent to build with you, and your fence exposed it. Let the departure remain a departure. Let the pruning stand. I am not leaving you in a stripped field. Look at Gideon, who thought reduction meant defeat. Yet I sent him forward lighter and won the battle by my hand. Judges 7. I am not impressing you with scarcity. I am revealing sufficiency. Fewer, cleaner, quieter. That is not loss, it is alignment. When you bless what I have removed, you agree with my strategy to make room for what strengthens without strings, to make space for what stabilizes rather than inflates, to seat those who will honor peace and match the cadence of prayer. Beloved, lift your eyes in the place where you feel smaller and see what I am planting. I am already arranging steps, softening hearts, aligning schedules, preparing skills in others that will weave with yours without swallowing you. You will not need to apologize to pressure to keep them. You will not need to dim your lantern to make them comfortable. Peace will stand at the gate and greet them. Humility will introduce them. Timing will escort them. Fruit will remain after the celebration fades. This is why I pruned. This is why some departed. This is why the room is quieter, not because I am punishing you, but because I am preparing you. Therefore, hold the line you and I set. Guard the sacred space. Refuse to rename mercy as abandonment. Refuse to rehire what I laid off. Refuse to decorate a grave and call it a garden. Walk with me through the clearing and let your heart learn to bless subtraction as the friend of your future. I am with you in the empty seat. I am at work in the open hours. I am ahead of you in the road you cannot see, and I am already sending the right help by the path of peace. Keep watch with the guard I assigned. Keep faith with the fence I taught you. Keep your eyes on me, and you will see how pruning becomes provision without compromise, and how what I removed was never meant to remain, for I am making room for what will keep you whole. My beloved child, listen to me as I turn the light toward your question. Who is coming? What will they look like? I know the ache of suspense, and I do not shame you for wanting to see the face of what I have promised. Yet hear me with peace in your chest. The helper I am sending is not a fantasy I crafted to thrill your loneliness, not a stage light to flatter your gift, not a rescuer to excuse you from stewardship. The helper I have positioned carries a servant heart, and their presence will align with the work I have given you and the healing I am completing in you. They will strengthen your life and honor my peace, not feed your fantasies or your fear. Do not shrink the promise into a romance you must secure, nor inflate it into applause you must sustain. Some helpers will not carry flowers and fireworks. They will carry tools and wisdom. Some will not speak your favorite phrases. They will speak steady counsel that keeps you faithful to what I said first. Some will not sweep you from responsibility. They will meet you in responsibility and lift the other side of the beam. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. I am not sending a performer to dazzle you. I am sending a yoke fellow to steady you. I am not delivering a shortcut. I am providing alignment. Prepare your expectation for unexpected. The ones I appoint may stand in places you have overlooked. A quiet co-worker whose consistency outlasts compliments. An elder whose hands are weathered but true. A neighbor whose schedule fits the cadence of your call. A voice from what you once called small that carries a grace you need now. Remember that I fed Elijah by ravens and sustained him by a widow's jar. 1 Kings 17. Remember that I called a foreign king, my anointed, to open bronze gates before my people. Isaiah 45:1-2. Unexpected does not mean untrue. It means unmanufactured by your preferences. Do not miss my answer because you are comparing it to your list. Do not disdain what arrives lowly. The King of Glory came as a child. As it is written, God sets the solitary in families. Psalm 68:6. Family does not always look like your fantasy. It looks like fit, like mutual reverence, like clean strength. What is the posture of those I send? Humility before me, steadiness beside you, respect for the fence I taught you to keep. They will wait at the gate. They will introduce themselves to your guard. They will not pressure you for back entrances. They will match the rhythm of prayer rather than race it. They will ask, where does this fit without crowding what God has already said? They will be content to build without consuming, to support without branding, to serve without siphoning. As it is written, he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. Matthew 23:11. Watch how they handle small tasks. Those faithful in little will be faithful in much. Luke 16:10. Watch how they handle correction. Those who remain soft under light will keep your soul safe. Watch how they treat your no. Those who honor boundaries honor me. Beware the counterfeits who arrive with bright promises and a private price. They offer quick access but hate the gate, demand secrecy to secure their advantage, flatter you to soften your discernment, and knit dependence so your strength becomes their supply. They isolate you from counsel and call it intimacy. They rush you past prayer and call it faith. They require endless updates to remain appeased and call it partnership. They will say that pace is fear and that boundaries are pride, yet they do not want your wholeness, only your output. As it is written, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Matthew 7:15. Their urgency will drain you. Their help will bargain with your witness. Their fruit will fade when applause cools. Resist the charm that cannot breathe in light. If it cannot wait at the gate, it is not sent for your garden. You ask, how will I know the difference in the moment? I have not left you guessing. The same 4 witnesses I named will stand together. Peace at the center, timing aligned, humility in posture, and fruit that remains after novelty is gone. Peace will not merely quiet the room. It will settle your shoulders and make prayer open like a well. Timing will not interrupt assignments I gave you. It will interlock with them without compromising obedience. Humility will appear in their willingness to listen, to serve, to be known rightly, not grandly. Fruit will show itself in sustained clarity, in strengthened boundaries, in courage that grows without theatrics. What is true is not allergic to time. Let the days do their work. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit. Matthew 7:18. Now, beloved, turn suspense into purpose. You are not to obsess about who, as if guessing correctly could accelerate my plan. You are to become the kind of ground where right help can take root without chaos. Keep your hands clean so you do not clutch counterfeits. Keep your motives clear so you are not fishing for validation. Keep your schedule honest so you are not so crowded that even my answers must fight for a chair. Return each longing to me before you place it on a person. I am your source, and people are my means. I will send you help from the sanctuary and strengthen you out of Zion. Psalm 20, verse 2. When I am your first reliance, no helper becomes an idol, and no absence becomes despair. Hear my assurance. I have already positioned them. I am aligning their steps as I align your heart. I am training them to recognize your fence as safety, not offense. I am teaching them your language of peace and giving them eyes to see the assignment you bear without coveting it. Do not micromanage what only my providence can orchestrate. Do not scout every horizon for a silhouette and call that discernment. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Walk your present path in faithfulness and let the intersection appear in its appointed hour. Therefore, beloved, rest from anxious reaching. Stop rehearsing imaginary conversations to secure what I have already secured. Stop auditioning for approval in rooms I did not send you to impress. Honor the guard I have placed. Keep the pace I have taught. When the helper I send draws near, they will not require you to be someone else to receive them. They will not confiscate your peace. They will confirm it. You will know them by the way stillness deepens, by the way work becomes lighter without becoming lax, by the way prayer expands instead of contracts. And you will say, not with fanfare but with quiet certainty, this is alignment, not by might nor by power but by my Spirit, says the Lord. Zechariah 4:6. Walk in peace while I finish the weaving. I am already ahead of you, and what I send will keep you whole. My beloved child, now take into your hands the 4 confirmations I have laid at your gate. Peace that guards, timing that aligns, humility that serves, and fruit that remains. These are not decorations for the path. They are the path's guardrails. They are not to be rushed past. They are to be honored in order and over time. Let peace open the conversation. Let timing appoint the hour. Let humility walk through the gate. Let fruit stay to prove the origin. This is how you will recognize what I am sending, and how you will stop chasing what fear advertises. First, peace. Not the thin quiet of appeasement. Not the silence that follows when you abandon your own boundaries to keep someone from sulking, but the peace I give. The sentinel that stands at the gate of your heart and says, "This aligns." As it is written, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. My peace steadies your breath. It clears your thinking. It releases you from the addiction to outcomes. In my peace, you can pray again without bargaining. You can sleep again without rehearsing. You can think again without spiraling. Ask yourself, beloved, does this presence make prayer easier or heavier? Does it increase your need to control, or does it remind you I am already in control? The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits. James 3:17. Mark it well. Wisdom wears peace, not pressure. Second, timing. What I send comes without the clawing haste of fear. It fits the season I have placed you in, not requiring you to sprint into vows you have not prayed through, or to mortgage your tomorrow because someone else fears missing today. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. As it is written, whoever believes will not act hastily. Isaiah 28:16. When timing aligns, you will not need to break the cadence I trained you to keep. Your assignments do not collide. They interlock. You will not be asked to cancel obedience for convenience. You will not be pushed to pronounce commitments while your spirit is still gathering counsel. Timing is not proven by open doors alone. It is proven by ordered steps. When I am moving, you sense the green lights within as I confirm without, and you do not have to drag the promise across a finish line of your own making. Third, humility. The helper I send will not need to dominate the room to be trusted. They will not advertise themselves endlessly, nor resent your gait when you check the credentials of their spirit. Humility is not weakness, it is safe strength. It listens before it leads. It submits to light. It welcomes accountability as a covering rather than treating it as an insult. As it is written, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. 1 Peter 5:5. The greatest among you shall be your servant. Matthew 23:11. Watch how they respond to smallness. Do they stay faithful when there are no spotlights? Watch how they handle correction. Does light make them gentler or louder? Watch how they treat your no. Do they grow patient or do they punish you with withdrawal and pressure? Humility knows how to walk at the pace of peace. Humility does not force a shortcut through your fence. Humility is content to be known rightly, not grandly. Fourth, fruit that remains. Not the sugar rush of flattery, not the fireworks of beginnings, but the steady harvest that persists as days pass. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. Give it weeks. Better yet, give it seasons. As you share space and work with what I am sending, is your life becoming more ordered, more honest, more free, more devoted to me? Do your boundaries grow stronger and kinder, your courage more settled, your love more discerning? Is repentance easier? Is gratitude more natural? Are you more truthful about your limits and more joyful in your assignments? The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Galatians 5:22-23. Fruit that remains will show itself in sustained clarity, in simplification of chaos, in steadiness that blesses both your days and nights. What comes from me abides in me and produces after its kind. As it is written, I chose you and appointed you, that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain. John 15:16. Do not separate these witnesses, receive them together. Peace without timing can seduce you into cozy disobedience. Timing without peace can mask anxiety as strategy. Humility without fruit can pretend to be safe while it never grows. Fruit without humility can build empires that rot the soul. Let peace guard at the gate. Let timing schedule the meeting. Let humility introduce the guest. Let fruit sign the covenant. Resist any presence that resents this order, for what is true is not afraid of time, not allergic to prayer, not offended by light. Now test practically, beloved, for I am not asking you to become a philosopher. I am teaching you to become faithful. When a new offer, voice, or partnership appears, pause and bring it into my presence. Do not merely ask, do I want this? Ask, does peace remain when I set this before you? Spend a night without discussing it. Can you sleep? Open your journal. When you write without editing for outcome, is your handwriting frantic or calm? Look at your calendar. Where would this fit without evicting rest, prayer, or assignments I already gave? Invite counsel. The wounds of a friend are faithful. Proverbs 27:6. How does this presence handle being known by more than you? Hold your yes until peace, timing, humility, and fruit nod together. Test all things. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Remember my patterns, for I have always confirmed provision by time and fruit, not flattery. Samuel did not recognize my voice the first time. He returned again and again until clarity came. and then his words did not fall to the ground. 1 Samuel 3. Joshua was deceived by the Gibeonites when he did not ask counsel of the Lord. Their bread looked convincing in a moment, but the fruit of that covenant proved costly. Joshua 9:14. Learn from them with mercy, not shame. I am training you to honor pauses, to ask counsel, to let me speak over days, to prefer what remains to what excites. Beware the litmus tests of the counterfeit, the rush that punishes prayer, the charm that resents witnesses, the romance with secrecy that calls itself special, the demand for immediate vows sealed with your silence. Desire without knowledge is not good, and he who hurries with his feet sins. Proverbs 19:2. Do not let fear of missing a moment make you miss me. I am not late, I am aligning. When you refuse to be herded by panic, you honor me as your shepherd. You let goodness and mercy set the pace behind you. Psalm 23:6. Beloved, take comfort. I am not trying to make discernment complex. I am making it clean. If peace withdraws, you are not obligated to continue. If timing collides with obedience, you are free to wait. If humility evaporates under light, you may close the gate. If early fruit tastes sweet but rots quickly, you may call it what it is and release it without apology. You do not owe your future to what cannot honor your fence. You owe me your fidelity, and I supply your help in ways that preserve your wholeness. Therefore, hold these 4 confirmations like a compass. Place them at the threshold of every new voice and opportunity. When what I have promised draws near, you will not feel inflated. You will feel stabilized. Your prayers will lengthen, your sleep will sweeten, your thinking will clear, your schedule will breathe, your assignments will stand taller, not teeter. You will see humility kneel to serve where pride would have strutted to be seen. And as days turn into weeks and months, you will look back and find fruit, quiet, patient, resilient, growing where frantic effort once grew only thorns. Walk in this discernment with joy. You are not required to chase what I am already sending. You are invited to recognize it by the way peace stays, timing aligns, humility bows, and fruit remains. This is how I keep you safe while I bless you. This is how I answer you without letting flattery deceive you. I am your Father, I am your shepherd, I am your guard at the gate. Keep your heart with all diligence. Proverbs 4:23. Keep step with my spirit. Galatians 5:25. And as you honor these witnesses, you will welcome what I send without chaos, and you will remain whole while being helped. My beloved child, remember Samuel, a boy in a dim room, a lamp of God still burning, a name spoken into the night. Samuel. And he ran, but he ran to the wrong bed. He did not sin by mishearing. He simply had not yet learned my voice. He heard correctly and identified wrongly, and I did not scold him. I called again. I called a second time. I called a third time. And then the elder, Eli, perceived that I was speaking and trained the child to answer, Speak, Lord, for your servant hears. 1 Samuel 3:4-10. Mark this, beloved. Spiritual sensitivity is trained, not proven by haste. Misidentification at first does not disqualify you. It is the classroom where discernment is born. I do not blame you for running when you hear your name. I am teaching you to turn first toward me. As it is written, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. John 10:27. You are hearing calls. Attention calling from new rooms, opportunity calling with pleasant tones, companionship calling with warm light. I see the stir in your chest, and I do not despise it. A heart that responds is a heart alive. But before you answer any new voice with your yes, ask me with your whole being, Is this you, Lord? Do not answer a question mark with a vow. Do not give away your steps to a sound you have not tested. Return to me again and again until clarity settles like dew, as it is written. Your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, This is the way, walk in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Isaiah 30:21. I do not rush you past prayer, I meet you in it. I do not hide my will behind riddles. I teach you to recognize my tone by repetition and peace. Study Samuel's posture. He rose, he inquired, he returned. He did not invent an answer to soothe the suspense. When Eli instructed him, he laid down and waited. And when I called again, he welcomed me with the right response. I am training you into the same cadence. Hear, ask, wait, receive. Not the panic that forces you to decide while your soul is still noisy, but the returning that makes room for my peace to stand at the gate and nod. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield. James 3:17. Purity first, then peace. Not the other way around. Not peace that is purchased by dodging truth, but peace that arrives because truth has entered and stood its ground. Therefore, when a new person appears or an offer arrives, do not let urgency become your counselor. Hold your yes inside prayer. Whisper Samuel's answer in the quiet, Speak, Lord, for your servant hears, and leave the line open. Sleep on it without feeding the fire of what-ifs. Open my word and let it read you while you read it. I will highlight what needs to be seen. Bring the matter to a trusted elder, a faithful friend, a shepherd who loves me and loves you. In the multitude of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Do not allow secrecy to baptize itself as intimacy. Let light be present in the conversation. Ask me for confirmation. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established. 2 Corinthians 13:1. Give me days. I am not offended by time. Whoever believes will not act hastily. Isaiah 28:16. Learn the texture of my voice as you would learn the scent of your own home. My leading draws you toward holiness, not merely toward relief. It expands prayer, not replaces it. It leaves you steady after the emotions settle, not scavenging for another rush. My voice will never ask you to hop your own fence. It will honor the gate we built. My voice will not flatter you into blindness. It will tell you the truth with tenderness and make you more free, not more managed. For God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Fear shouts, manipulates timelines, and punishes pauses. My spirit steadies, clarifies, and blesses pauses as worship. Beloved, I do not condemn you for the times you ran to Eli when you should have returned to me. I saw your eagerness, and I am not ashamed to call you back to the bed of listening. Notice in the story that I did not shrink away when Samuel did not know me yet. I drew near. The Lord came and stood and called, as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. 1 Samuel 3:10. Hear this mercy. I repeat myself for the sake of your growth. I call again. I stand nearer. I help you discern with time, with counsel, with scripture, with peace. Beware of the counterfeit that mimics kindness and borrows my language, but resents my presence. There are voices that promise partnership while quietly demanding that prayer be brief and boundaries be flexible. There are invitations that glow in the lamplight, yet darken at dawn. Not every I care about you is a covenant. Not every I can help is a yoke fellow. Ask this in my sight. Does this voice make me louder or softer in your day? Does it draw your heart brighter or heavier? Does it honor the holy fence or negotiate for a back gate? You no longer have to believe every emotion as though it were the final voice of truth. You are being trained to test spirit by spirit, story by scripture, opportunity by peace, and time and fruit. Practice this now, simply and faithfully. When approached, thank them for the honor and ask for time to pray. Close the door and say my name out loud until your breathing slows. Write what you sense without editing for outcome. Bring it to me again the next day. Ask for the same word to confirm, or for me to correct the angle. Invite a wise witness to listen with you. Place the matter against the 4 confirmations we have set: peace, timing, humility, and fruit that remains, and watch which witnesses stand up and which fall silent. You are not performing discernment to impress me. You are sharing leadership of your life with me. I am not trying to make you suspicious. I am making you safe. Remember this: Samuel's clarity did not come because he was special. It came because he returned. Return, beloved, return until my peace guards, until timing aligns, until humility bows, until fruit begins, even before you commit. And hold this as a holy boundary. Value clarity more than excitement. Excitement is a spark. Clarity is a lamp. Excitement can be borrowed by deception. Clarity must be born of me. As it is written, test all things. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Walk in this patience without fear, for I am not far. I am already speaking, already guarding, already aligning. And because kindness can sometimes be only a costume, you will be kept, not by suspicion, but by a practiced ear, a guarded peace, and a heart that answers me first. My beloved child, remember Joshua and the Gibeonites. There was victory in the air, fresh courage in the camp, and the road ahead seemed straight. Then came travelers with worn sandals, cracked wineskins, and bread grown moldy, stories rehearsed, credentials displayed, urgency cloaked in politeness, and Joshua, a leader after my command, listened to their tale, touched their props, weighed their appearance, and made a covenant without asking me. As it is written, they did not ask counsel of the Lord. Joshua 9:14. Mark this with holy sobriety. It is not failure to be approached by a costume. It is failure to covenant with it before you bring the matter into my light. Appearances can preach a persuasive sermon. A resume can look as if it were baked in distant ovens. A testimony can arrive pre-packaged to stir tears. Kindness can wear travel dust to claim hardship. Flattery can disguise itself as honor for your calling. There are times when urgency sounds like faith and speed dresses up as obedience, and your compassionate heart longs to relieve another's need or to seize what feels like momentum. But, beloved, not every worn sandal is proof of distance traveled, and not every tale of need is permission to bypass prayer. I am not shaming your tenderness. I am teaching your tenderness to walk with a lamp. Discernment is love with a lamp in its hand. The Gibeonites asked for quick agreement. They pressed for treaty now, before questions could breathe. They offered proofs designed to satisfy the eyes while escaping the scrutiny of the spirit. This is one of the enemy's oldest costumes: staged evidence, urgent timelines, and spiritual-sounding compliments that hope to outpace the counsel of the Lord. Hear me. Some helpers will present credentials, references, moving stories, and even scripture fragments. Yet what is counterfeit demands a signature before peace can sit down and examine, and it resents the delay of prayer because prayer reveals what haste tries to hide. Therefore, learn the red flags I set as love's protected boundaries. Beware the pressure to decide now, the voice that calls delay disobedience and names your caution unbelief. As it is written, whoever believes will not act hastily. Isaiah 28:16. Beware disdain for boundaries, the sideways smile at your gate, the sigh when you invite witnesses, the complaint that your fence is unloving, the insistence on private corridors when I have taught you holy doors. Beware spiritual-sounding manipulation. If you really trusted God, you would say yes today. Don't quench the Spirit. Honor the anointing, when what is truly being pressed is your silence and your speed, not your surrender to me. Beware the constant crisis that always arrives on your doorstep, a stream of emergencies that demand your time, your attention, your money, your platform, recentering your life around someone else's unending fire while your assignment grows dim. Do you notice, beloved, that such presence multiplies anxiety, shrinks prayer, and negotiates against the holy fence you and I built? I do not give you these signs to make you suspicious of the good. I give them so that you will not be conquered by what only performs goodness. Joshua's covenant with the disguised became a burden that outlived the moment because it was signed outside my counsel. Some of your heaviest yokes were fastened not by evil intent, but by untested kindness. Do not condemn yourself for care. Learn to govern your care by light. As it is written, test the spirits whether they are of God. 1 John 4:1. Test not to humiliate, but to protect. Test not to debunk, but to discern. Test so that love may be wise and mercy may be stewarded. Here is my mercy to you. Pause. Ask me. Let time speak. Bring witnesses. Hold your yes where prayer can reach it. Invite the four confirmations to stand watch. Does peace remain and grow, or does it thin to appeasement? Does timing align with what I already commanded, or does it collide and confiscate? Does humility stay soft under light, or does it bristle when known? Does early sweetness mature into fruit that remains, or does it rot when novelty fades? As it is written, the peace of God will guard your hearts and minds. Philippians 4:7. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. I do not fear your process. I authored it to keep you whole. And if pressure rises when you pause, let that pressure diagnose the origin. My voice can wait for you to pray. I am not threatened by counsel. I am not allergic to time. But the counterfeit frets under watchful eyes, turns tender questions into offenses, and changes the subject when you set it in my light. Ask simple, holy questions. Does this presence make me louder or softer in your day? Is your chest clearer or heavier after the conversation? Does this person seek permission to walk through the gate or instructions for a back entrance? Do they honor your no, or do they punish it? A precious garden must have a holy fence, and every true companion will be grateful for it. Consider also how the Gibeonites selected their costume. They studied what would appeal to sight: old sacks, patched skins, crumbled bread. Today, the costume may be polished rather than worn. It can be excellence without accountability, brilliance without humility, eloquence without prayer. The form may change, but the tactic remains. Show something that convinces the senses, then hurry the covenant. Do not covenant with appearances. I am not asking you to distrust sight. I am asking you to submit sight to spirit. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable. James 3:17. Purity rejects manipulation even when the story is moving. Peace refuses to be purchased with silence. What if you have already signed a quick treaty? Do not despair. Bring it into my presence. Ask me how to honor me now that truth has emerged. I am a redeemer. I turn even your hurried yes into a classroom that protects your next steps. Do not call the awakening a loss when it is mercy removing the veil. Some departures are answers. Some empty spaces are mercy. Release complicity. Keep covenant with me first. You are not condemned. You are being trained. Beloved, I am not telling you to close your doors to the wounded or to the unusual. I am teaching you to keep your door where I placed it, on hinges of prayer under the watch of peace. Hospitality without a gate becomes captivity. Generosity without wisdom becomes fuel for deception. Keep your heart with all diligence. Proverbs 4:23. Let love remain tender and your fence remain holy. Those I send will not ridicule your process. They will rejoice in it. They will not bristle when you say, I need to pray. They will brighten. They will not push past your guard in the name of urgency. They will match the cadence of my counsel in you. As it is written, in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Therefore, when kindness knocks, turn on the lamp. When credentials shine, open the scripture. When timelines compress, lengthen your prayer. When stories stir your compassion, place compassion in my hands before you place your name on their paper. Ask me, test the spirit, and let time reveal truth. This is not paranoia. This is peace in practice. This is not suspicion. This is stewardship. Walk in this sobriety, and you will remain soft without being taken, open without being emptied, generous without being used. And here, this bridge of comfort. The helper I send will not fear your prayers or your process. They will see your lamp and draw closer. They will meet you at the gate and say, "Let us honor what God has established." And together you will prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect in my timing. My beloved child, remember Nehemiah, a servant with dust on his sleeves and purpose in his bones, building what I asked him to build, while voices outside the wall arranged polite meetings to slow him, rumors to shake him, and a hired prophecy to frighten him. They beckoned, "Come down to the plains of Ono," again and again. But he answered with a boundary born of calling, "I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down." As it is written, "Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you?" Nehemiah 6:3. Mark this. Readiness in my kingdom is not passive waiting, it is faithful building. It is the grip that keeps a trowel in one hand and a sword in the other, watching and working, praying and placing each stone at the pace of obedience. Nehemiah 4:17. I am teaching you the same strength. Readiness is not a posture of nervous scanning for the next thing. Readiness is reverent attention to the thing I already entrusted to you. When you honor your current assignment, your prayer rhythms, your stewardship, your clean work, your sacred rest, you become tuned to recognize aligned help and trained to dismiss what merely distracts. For the enemy's cleverness is often not outright sin, but sideways invitations that drain focus and water down confidence. Just a quick call, just an appearance, just a small compromise to show you're flexible, just this one partnership to open a door. Hear me. Some invitations are not wicked. They are simply detours that move your feet off my path, one polite inch at a time. Therefore, take Nehemiah's sentence into your mouth as holy language for your gate. Say it when haste knocks. Say it when flattery smiles. Say it when guilt leans on your shoulder. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Not because you are rude, but because you are ruled by purpose. Not because you dislike people, but because you love my will. Refusal can be worship when it protects your yes to me. As it is written, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. 1 Corinthians 15:58. And again, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time. Ephesians 5:15-16. Consider how the invitations came to Nehemiah. 4 times the same request, dressed as collaboration, aiming to empty his day and erode his edge. Then an open letter, a public rumor designed to make him defend himself instead of continue the work. Then a counterfeit word inside the house of God, advising him to hide and pause the build for safety. This is how distraction escalates. Conversation, then controversy, then counterfeit counsel. Your enemy hopes you will step off your wall to manage impressions, to answer every accusation, to soothe every insecure voice that fears your focus. But beloved, you do not owe explanations to fear. You owe fidelity to me. As it is written, they all were trying to make us afraid, saying, their hands will be weakened from the work, so that it will not be done. Now therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. Nehemiah 6:9. Let your no be clear and kind, and let it guard what is holy. You may say, thank you for the invitation. My current assignment will not allow it. You may say, I will not trade prayer to preserve appearances. You may say, I cannot take this meeting. I am keeping pace with what God has given me to build. You may say, not now and perhaps not ever, because this does not align. You may say, I need witnesses and time, and if they bristle, let their reaction reveal their origin. A precious garden must have a holy fence, and part of that fence is the right to remain on the wall when Ono calls. Do not call holy boundaries unkind. Call them obedient. As it is written, one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. Luke 10:42. Choosing your portion is not selfish, it is faithfulness. Hear also this comfort. The helper I send will never compete with your devotion. They will not coax you down from the wall for their convenience. They will climb up to serve alongside what I commanded. They will bring water to your post, not demand you abandon it. They will ask, how may we strengthen your hands, rather than, how fast can you leave your place for mine? They will honor your prayer hours, not mock them. They will respect your fence, not seek a shortcut around it. Their presence will help you build straighter, pray longer, and rest cleaner. As it is written, God gives grace to the humble. 1 Peter 5:5. True help has humility enough to match your pace and reverence enough to honor your yes to me. Notice what happens when you keep your place. Confusion loses access. When you no longer run to manage every perception, slander dies of thirst. When you refuse to be herded by timelines that I did not set, panic loses its shepherd's staff. When you stay steady in assignment, the path of aligned help becomes visible, because you are no longer blurring the road with frantic footprints. This is readiness, not a jittery readiness to chase, but a peaceful readiness to receive. As it is written, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. My joy anchors you in place so that wind cannot trade your focus for frenzy. Practice this readiness today. Review your wall, your prayer, your work, your stewardship of body and rest, your present commitments. Place them before me and ask, what is the great work in this hour? Write it plainly. Then commit your yes to it and appoint your no as its guardian. When the plains of Ono send their polite summons, measure them against that yes. If an invitation would require you to break the cadence of peace, to shorten prayer in order to stretch appearances, to move your fence so flattery can pass, then it is not for you. Whoever believes will not act hastily. Isaiah 28:16. Let your pace be a testimony. You are being led, not driven. Beloved, lift your eyes and take courage. I am not asking you to harden. I am training you to hold. I am not keeping you from help. I am keeping you for help that is true. Remain on the wall I assigned, and you will find that the very stance of your faith sends a message to heaven and earth. This work is God's. This pace is holy. This heart is guarded by peace. And as you hold your ground, you become spiritually unmistakable. The signal clears, the counterfeit tires, and what I have already set in motion finds you without chaos. Keep building, keep watching, keep your language ready. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. And as you do, I will quiet your schedule, cleanse your motives, and open the space where my help may enter rightly, in my time, with my peace guarding the gate. Philippians 4:7. My beloved child, now hear what you must do, not in frenzy, not in performance, but in the quiet obedience that honors my nearness. Prepare, not by chasing, not by announcing, not by crowding your days with nervous activity, but by tending what is already in your hands, by bringing order where there has been delay, by making room where clutter has grown bold. I am already sending help. Do not run after shadows. Prepare the place where the promise will sit, and you will recognize the help when it arrives, because peace will have made a chair for it. Begin with clean hands and a clear heart. There is work you can do in the inner room that sets the tone for all the outer rooms. Let go of offenses you have kept as proof texts for your pain. Release bitterness. It has been taxing your attention and charging interest on your hope. Forgive where you must, by name, in my presence, with specificity and surrender, and then place those names into my hands and step back from the courtroom you have been running in your mind. As it is written, who may ascend the hill of the Lord? He who has clean hands and a pure heart. Psalm 24, verses 3-4. Clean hands are not hands that never touched pain. They are hands that refuse to weaponize pain. Purity is not naivety. It is the refusal to nurse venom. Repent also of the self-reliance that made desperation your counselor. Confess to me where fear set your agenda, where loneliness wrote your emails, where worry scheduled your meetings, where flattery chose your companions. I do not condemn you. I cleanse and retrain you. Close the emotional loopholes that let empty rooms demand quick treaties. Speak this boundary with me. Loneliness will not sign my contracts. Fear will not write my vows. Flattery will not open my gates. As it is written, the spirit of a man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the inner parts. Proverbs 20:27. Let me light those corners. Let me show you where you leaked strength, so that I may seal them with wisdom and peace. Now, beloved, turn your attention to relational preparation. Forgive, but do not reopen doors I have closed. Reconcile with wisdom, not nostalgia. Closure is not a hallway back into what I pruned. It is a blessing you speak at the border of a field you no longer till. Some connections can be honored from a distance without granting them fresh access to your garden. Do not rename a lesson as a longing. Do not confuse empathy with reinstatement. As it is written, lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares, and run with endurance the race set before you. Hebrews 12:1. Weights are not always wicked. They are often simply heavy in the wrong season. Let your love remain tender and your fence remain holy. Set boundary stones and keep them in place, not to punish but to protect the future I am entrusting to you. Do the practical work of readiness in your daily life. Create margin. You have asked me for provision, and I am answering, but provision needs a landing strip. Clear your schedule of unnecessary noise. Finish what has been delayed. The emails awaiting faithful replies, the small commitments left dangling, the tasks piled into a corner of later. Later has become a thief. Redeem the time. As it is written, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time. Ephesians 5:15-16. Put your assignments in order. Write what must be written. File what must be kept. Discard what only drains. Not everything that asks for time deserves it. Schedule rest without guilt. Guard quiet windows each day where your soul can hear me without competition. Open your schedule as an act of faith. Do not pack your days so tightly that help, when it arrives, can only stand at the door. Make room in your calendar where a conversation can linger, where a mentor's counsel can land, where training can be received without hurry. Keep an evening unassigned. Keep a morning for prayer and review. Keep a weekly hour for counsel with those I have positioned to help you see. When I send assistance, you will not receive it well if you are exhausted, scattered, or bound to frantic commitments. Not every opportunity is an instruction. Learn to say no so that your yes can be holy. Bring order to your space. Clear a desk. Prepare a folder. Write the vision and make it plain, that you may run when it is time to run and rest when it is time to rest. As it is written, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Name your needs with clarity instead of fog. What kind of help are you ready to receive? Administrative clarity, wise counsel, skilled hands, faithful companionship, spiritual covering. If you cannot say what you need, counterfeits will offer what feels exciting and leave you emptier. Clarity is humility in practice. Do all things decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Deepen your spiritual practice with consistency over intensity. Do not promise me marathons. Walk with me daily. Open my word and let it read you before your phone reads you. Keep a simple prayer rhythm, morning alignment, midday check-in, evening exam, so that peace stays audible and fear remains unseated. Ask counsel regularly. Do not wait until you are at the edge to invite witnesses. As it is written, your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it," when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Isaiah 30:21. My guidance flows more freely in a life that has made channels for it. Divinely ordered steps favor those who pause to listen. Examine your motives with me. Why do you want help? To be seen or to be strengthened? To escape discomfort or to steward calling? Bring your longings into the light, and I will purify them without shaming you. As it is written, commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. Proverbs 16:3. When your yes is clean and your no is honest, help can enter without having to fix what deceit has tangled. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being invited to be truthful before me. Prepare your boundaries in writing. Decide ahead of time what access looks like, what pace is healthy, what permissions are required before changes are made. Clarity is not control. It is kindness to both parties. The helper I send will honor the gate's rules and rejoice at the fence's wisdom. Set meeting lengths that preserve your peace. Choose places to meet that keep you centered. Define expectations that can be measured. Invite accountability to monitor the fruit. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established. 2 Corinthians 13:1. This is not bureaucracy. This is love structured by truth. Tend your body and rest, for weariness is a counterfeit counselor. Sometimes you think you need a breakthrough when you truly need sleep, water, and stillness before me. Come aside by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. Mark 6:31. Fatigue will interpret pressure as destiny and flattery as friendship. Rest will let peace be heard. Expect quietly. Stay awake in peace, not on edge in fear. The helper I have positioned may arrive as a conversation at a table you nearly declined, as a recommendation from a voice you almost ignored, as an opportunity hidden inside a small, faithful task, as a mentor whose words correct before they comfort, as a resource that simplifies what has been complicated. Do not force a shape. Let me surprise you. Keep your lamp trimmed, your gate attended by peace, and your schedule with room for grace. When I nudge, you will know, for the 4 confirmations will begin to gather. Peace first, then timing, then humility, then fruit, and you will be able to say yes without chaos. Therefore, beloved, prepare quietly, clean hands, clear motives, open schedule. Finish what delay has cluttered. Simplify what noise has multiplied. Forgive without reopening what I have shut. Build margin that honors my pace. Pray consistently, read faithfully, seek counsel humbly. I am not far, I am already aligning. You do not need to chase, you need to make room. As you do, you will find yourself calm, steady, and ready, able to receive without scrambling, able to recognize without arguing, able to walk with what I send without losing what I have formed in you. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Matthew 6:33. Walk in this readiness. and peace will keep watch while provision approaches, and when it knocks, you will open the door with a rested yes. My beloved child, now let me show you how you will recognize the one I am sending, for I do not leave you to guess among echoes. Hear this plainly. They will not inflate you. They will stabilize you. Their presence will not feel like butterflies that demand you rearrange your life overnight, but like a steadying hand that helps your breath return to a holy rhythm. Not fireworks that briefly dazzle and then leave you in the dark, but a lamp that burns clean through ordinary days. Not performative spirituality that speaks loudly when eyes are watching, but consistent character that remains the same in private, in pressure, and in prayer. As it is written, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. Therefore watch what your soul becomes in their company, more anchored, more sober, more pure, or more frantic, more needy, more compromised. My help quiets frenzy. It does not feed it. Beloved, you have known what it is like for attention to make you feel larger and then emptier. You have tasted the rush of being flattered into a version of yourself that cannot be sustained by truth. I am rescuing you from that cycle. The helper I send will not stroke your ego to secure entrance. They will honor your calling by strengthening your foundation. They will not urge you to perform. They will invite you to be real. They will not adore your persona. They will bless your obedience. Their words will not hover around superlatives and spectacle. They will return again and again to what is true, what is necessary, what is holy. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits. James 3:17. Measure by this. Does their closeness make you more at home in my will? You will also know them by what they do with your prayer life. They will not become your source. They will point you back to me as source. They will say with their posture and sometimes with their mouth, "Go ask the Lord. Have you prayed? Let us bring this to him first." They will free your time to seek me, not consume your time, so that seeking me becomes rare. They will rejoice when you choose the better part. Luke 10:42. They will create space, not crowd it. They will encourage Scripture, not replace it with their opinions. They will stand with you in intercession, not stand in front of you as a mediator I did not appoint. As it is written, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. James 1:17. True help does not ask to be worshipped. True help does not compete with your secret place. Beloved, do not overlook the holy sign of patience. What I send is willing to be tested, willing to be known slowly, willing to build trust through small proofs. They will not call your discernment suspicion, nor will they punish you for inviting counsel. They will wait without sulking. They will provide information without being asked twice. They will answer questions without defensiveness. They will let time reveal alignment because they serve me and they are at peace with my pace. As it is written, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Luke 16:10. Watch for the small consistencies, the email answered when promised, the boundary respected when inconvenient, the correction received without wounded theatrics, the prayer kept when no one applauds. These are not small to me. They are the fingerprints of humility. And hear this boundary with joy. They will honor your fence and your pace. They will not request secrecy as proof of trust. They will not pressure you into hidden corridors away from witnesses. They will not demand accelerated intimacy while peace is still taking its seat. They will be comfortable in the light. As it is written, if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another. 1 John 1:7. They will accept that you have sacred hours, sacred places, sacred rhythms, and they will fit inside them rather than rearrange them to crown their urgency. They will ask, what boundaries keep you faithful? And they will bless those boundaries. They will not call restraint fear when restraint is obedience. And when you say no, they will not retaliate. When you say wait, they will not abandon. When you ask for witnesses, they will not disappear. The righteous are as bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:1. Boldness from me is bold in the light, not brazen in the shadows. Look too at the fruit they cultivate in you and around you, not the fruit of addiction to their presence, but the fruit of increased dependence on me. Not a swelling of drama, but a settling of clarity. Not followers chased, but character formed. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. Do your days become more ordered? Do your words become more measured? Does generosity become more joyful and less performative? Are apologies easier to speak and offenses slower to harden? True help nourishes the soil. It does not merely decorate the branches. True help will leave you more faithful in the little corners you once ignored, and gradually those corners will shine. I am also teaching you to listen for the sentence behind their sentences. When they speak of you, do they celebrate your assignment or covet it? When they speak of me, do they tremble gladly or posture cleverly? When they speak of their own story, do they practice honesty or embroidery? Even in their compliments, do you feel the tug to hurry or the invitation to rest? Remember, beloved, pressure that resents prayer reveals itself. Peace that welcomes prayer reveals me. Whoever believes will not act hastily. Isaiah 28:16. There will be a sobriety to their affection, a stability to their enthusiasm. They can be joyful, even effusive, yet you will notice that their joy does not jerk you out of rhythm or negotiate against your secret place. They will help you steward momentum without becoming a slave to it. They will gladly be unseen if it means the work is strengthened. They will choose accuracy over being first, and integrity over being impressive. As it is written, let your love be without hypocrisy. Romans 12:9. Hypocrisy performs for the crowd. Purity performs for me alone. And when tension arises, and it will, because growth tests alignments, they will not weaponize your past, nor will they demand you violate boundaries to prove loyalty. They will seek resolution under light, not leverage in the dark. They will invite counsel, submit to process, accept correction, and keep honoring the fence even when emotions are high. They will not bargain with your peace. You will not have to betray peace to keep them. Hear that again and seal it in your heart. You will not have to betray peace to keep what I am sending. Therefore, beloved, when this help arrives, you will feel permission to breathe, not pressure to perform. You will sense my nearness becoming more audible, not more remote. You will notice that your pace is unhurried yet productive. Your prayers are steadier. Your boundaries are safer. Your joy is deeper and less noisy. Peace will be present, not negotiated. Timing will align instead of collide. Humility will be evident, not advertised. Fruit will remain when novelty fades. And in that calm certainty, you will find it easy to say yes without chaos, for you will recognize my handwriting on the gift and my rhythm in its steps. Walk in this recognition, my beloved child, and let your guarded peace be the gate through which my already sent help enters rightly. As it is written, he leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Psalm 23, verses 2-3. My beloved child, receive this into the center of your being. You are mine. You are not an orphan scrambling for support, not a beggar at the edge of someone else's table, not a wanderer guessing at every voice. You are my child, named by me, carried by me, taught by me, guarded by my peace. I know what you need before you ask, and I am near even when your senses say otherwise. As it is written, your Father knows the things you have need of before you ask him. Matthew 6:8. Therefore rest your heart into my hands, and walk your days at the cadence of one who is led, not driven. Let this be sealed in you. The waiting was not punishment, it was training. The delays that chafed you were pacing your steps to match my wisdom. The pruning that seemed cruel was my mercy protecting you from entanglements that would have stolen your future. The boundaries you feared might make you lonely have become the holy fence, keeping your garden tender and free. And the peace that sometimes felt too quiet to be guidance, that peace has been my witness all along, the guard I stationed at the gate of your heart. As it is written, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. Philippians 4:7. Call this season what it truly is, preparation that has preserved you and positioned you. Do not be moved by flattery, for flattery swells the air and starves the roots. Do not be rushed by fear, for fear is a counterfeit shepherd that prods without direction. Do not be seduced by noise, for noise can mimic urgency without carrying life. Be led by my peace. Ask this holy question over every offer and every voice. Does peace deepen or does it thin to appeasement? If you must negotiate your peace to say yes, it is not a yes from me. If you must dim your lamp to keep company, that company is not your companion. The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable. James 3:17. Let purity and peace be your twin markers at every fork in the road. Hear me now, beloved, I am already ahead of you. I am arranging what you cannot yet see. I am aligning hearts that will honor your boundaries, resources that will not demand your soul to access them, and timing that will not fracture your life to deliver promise. I am speaking to those who will serve with humility at your wall. I am softening the ground where your feet will step next. I am closing doors that look attractive but lead to confinement. I am opening gates that appear small but enter into wide places. As it is written, the Lord, He is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. Deuteronomy 31:8. You have not been forgotten. You have been factored into a timing that protects your heart and multiplies your fruit. Walk in peace until it arrives. This is not passivity. This is spiritual posture. Keep your lamp trimmed. Keep your prayer rhythm steady. Keep your fence holy. Keep your assignments in order. Keep your no guarding your yes. Keep your steps in the path of what I have already told you. As it is written, your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, This is the way, walk in it. Isaiah 30:21. I will not confuse you with competing maps. I will confirm you by the same peace that trained you in the night watches. Expect the 4 confirmations to gather at your gate like faithful friends. Peace will stand first, unhurried and unbargained. Timing will arrive next, fitting within what I already entrusted to you rather than confiscating it. Humility will enter quietly, content to strengthen rather than to be seen. Fruit will appear last, not as a flash, but as a steady remaining sweetness that time can test without collapse. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. You do not need to push these confirmations into place. You need only to refuse the invitations that ask you to proceed without them. And when your mind wonders whether you must manage outcomes or monitor every horizon, remember this: I keep watch better than you. I am not asking you to be suspicious. I am asking you to be settled. Settle into the confidence of one who has a shepherd. The Lord is your shepherd. You shall not want. Psalms 23:1. I will make you lie down when frenzy tries to make you perform. I will lead you beside still waters when noise tries to sell you momentum. I will restore your soul so that decisions are made from clarity, not exhaustion. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to me, and my peace will guard you. Philippians 4:6-7. This is the landscape of your waiting, green pastures and guarded hearts. Beloved, if a door seems to open by threat, let it close. If a platform promises you visibility at the price of your purity, let it pass. If a person offers you speed but resents your counsel-seeking, release them. I am not hiding help behind compromise. I am weaving help into righteousness. Seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and what you need will be added without chaos, without performance, without the erosion of your soul. Matthew 6:33. Freedom is the fragrance of what I send. Compulsion is the scent of what I do not send. I am with you even now. I am closer than the fear, stronger than the pressure, gentler than the flattery, truer than the noise. I am the still voice that will not shout you into action, but will steady you into recognition. I am the one who anoints your eyes to see the difference between a costume and a calling, between intensity and authority, between novelty and fruit. I am the one who will teach you when to say yes and how to say no without apology. Where my spirit is, there is liberty. 2 Corinthians 3:17. Walk in that liberty. It will keep you from every snare that dresses up as opportunity. Now go in peace. Not the thin peace of avoidance, but the thick, guarding peace that comes from knowing you are being led. I am with you, before you, beside you, within you, ordering steps and preparing answers. I am a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. Psalm 119:105. Keep your hand in mine. Keep your pace with me. Keep your gaze steady. When what I have arranged arrives, you will not need to chase it or force it or fear it. You will recognize it by the peace that welcomes it, by the timing that fits it, by the humility that carries it, and by the fruit that remains. Until then, walk, beloved, walk in peace. I am already ahead of you.